I have started the recording. This is your lecture for Design 320 on Thursday, the 22nd. This is week 13. My gosh, not much left of the class. But this is the first week of our last project. And that's what we're going to go over. We're going to go over annotating your work, and that'll help figure out what's going on and how you can do it. And so we're going to annotate your work on project number 4, and this will be an example of how to do it. And what I chose to do this time was take the idea of a palm frond chair and make it from aluminum, because the requirement is that it's made from metal. Okay, the requirement, oh, everybody's coming, there we go. The requirement is that it's made from metal. I chose aluminum, could have been steel, although you'll see that there's lots of opportunities. So here's where it's going to be placed. Here's the chair and what it's going to look like and where I'm going to place it. I just chose here because it was easy. But this is part of the model that I made a while ago, last week. But let's see how we're going to go ahead and talk about this and show it. So first of all, from my research online, I saw this type of outdoor furniture that was made from palm fronds or cane, and I like it. It's really neato looking. However, I don't have the ability to make chairs out of palm frond or cane. I have the ability to make it out of metal, and that's actually what the client wants. And but there's certain aspects of this. So I've done some research about palm frond, and I'm gonna look right here, and there we go. So these little things right here, and this right here, and these stringers going across the bottom, that's kind of a palm frond look, almost a rattan, but it's palm. And there's a slight curvature to the seat that looks really comfy, so I like that. And there's strong stringers that are making a pattern on this. And so those are the things that are inspiring me in my design. I want my design to somehow emulate those things, strong little pieces and stringers. And so this product, remember, it's for use in my commercial renovation project. And for me, it's outdoor furniture so that customers can comfortably wait outside of the enclosed workout area. Okay, people might want to be outside, especially if they're picking up or dropping off or waiting for somebody to come and meet them or waiting to drive somebody away. I like the idea of having outdoor. So I chose outdoor furniture. There it is, outdoor furniture. If somebody were to ask me to compare it to the requirement, I could say outdoor furniture. Okay. And then I want it to look like this. So now, what's the next part? Well, first of all, the next part says it has to be made out of some sort of a metal. So the next part says I've made it out of metal, aluminum flat bar. It's bent to shape. That was something else that I talked about. And then it's welded together. There's pieces of it that are welded together. And that makes the main supports. So I can definitely go back to my requirements and show that I'm meeting them. Aluminum flat bar, bent, welded. And then I've got wire cord. Wire is metal, arranged in a palm frond. So I've got wire cord. What I haven't done is talked about how my wire cord attaches. And I haven't decided yet. And I also note that this doesn't look very palm frond like. So I might next week do additional work to make this look more like a palm frond. And next week I might talk more about how these cords are actually attached. Okay, but I can see that, oh, there's that curved contour. Curved contour. I got that match. Geometric patterns. Geometric patterns. Kind of a palm frond wiry look. Palm frond wiry look. Wow, I'm kind of getting it all. Outdoor furniture. Metal, outdoor furniture. See how everything is tying together? I'm tying what I see from my research to the requirements and just to the general. I'm calling out what do I think is cool and important. And when I do my actual design, I've got, now those don't look identical. They're not identical, but I see kind of that pattern. I see a curve up here. Maybe I should put a curve up here. I see a little bit of a pattern back here. Maybe I should put a pattern on here. But for what I'm doing right now, this is just a very, very general. And I've presented my visualization. I did the first part. Concept visual. Annotate how I plan to make it. Annotate means to write things down. So I've written down how I'm going to make it. So I think I'm going to add one more thing because I haven't said enough about how I'm going to attach these. So let me is laced through a series of holes in the main support frame. Oh, okay. Now that might work or it might not, but that's my idea. There's going to be a whole bunch of holes, and I can just lace it. Maybe lacing it when I really look at it won't work, and I'll need to do some other fixing method. But I like the idea of lacing it and seeing how it works. As a matter of fact, I think if I lace it in a certain pattern, I'll get that look of these things going along it. Bet you I can do that. To get this frond pattern back here, I'll probably have to do more work. But I think I've annotated how I plan to make it. And after I review it, I might change my mind a little bit at some point. The next page is present it in my finished design, how it might look in place. So there it is in my finished design. I've got it over here. Let's see. There it is. Now, I made this in AutoCAD, and I put it into my Revit. I could have also put it into SketchUp. I could have made it out of SketchUp and put it into Revit. I could have made it in Revit and put it into AutoCAD, and then put it into SketchUp. I don't really care how you make it, okay? But you need to show a manufactured part. Now, if you just get a picture of something, it's going to be hard because next week and the week after, you're going to be talking about the pieces that make this. So next week, I'm going to have to be talking about, is this all one piece that I bent and welded down here? Is this a piece? Is this another piece? Maybe this is a piece. Maybe this one's a piece and this is a piece. How did I make this and this? I've got lots and lots to think about here. How I'm going to make it. There's so many ways for me to go about doing this. I could make this triangle and then make 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. And the way I designed these struts is this is the same as this, is the same as this, is the same as this. So there's lots that I can do to think about how to make this as I go. And then I'm going to have to probably drill holes in it or something like that so I can run my wires, or maybe little slots. I'll be thinking about that next week, but I need to have a somewhat reasonable model to start from. And then when I come over here, I want to talk a little bit about the spatial organization of it. I want a little bit to talk, make sure that spatially I've got this going right. So I've placed them under eaves. I've put them in a specific place for a specific reason. And that's so that they can wait comfortably outside. Okay. And I've placed them and I went and checked. I provide ADA compliance. There is enough room for wheelchairs to turn around and move back and forth and come up this ramp and turn and move. So there's room. I've also placed them apart. I didn't quite get them far enough apart, but close. They do meet social distancing norms. You can be, which the outside social distancing norm now is 3 feet. So you could be 3 feet apart. If I wanted to, since it's movable, I could take this one and put it over in this corner. Then you've got a lot of distance. So I've got ability to move them around for social distancing. That's a spatial consideration. And then I've done all metal construction so it's durable. I know it's underneath eaves, but it'll get wet and it'll get cold and it'll get hot and it'll get dry. And there'll maybe be some watering going on out here to sprinkle on it. So I like my all metal construction. Now, another thing I didn't talk about, I made this out of aluminum. I didn't say what kind of wire. I'm going to use epoxy coated stainless steel wire cord. And you can just get that stuff. That's what like bike locks are made out of. It's just got it's just got an epoxy coating around it. Plastic basically around the wire, and then it's flexible and you can lace it. And so I think that would be really cool to do. Now, I don't know. Again, I'm not too sold on this pattern here. I'm sold on this pattern. I'm sold on this pattern and this pattern. I'm not really sold on these ones. I think I might want to put something like that back there that I can make a cool pattern with. But we'll see about that. We'll see. Maybe I'll do that behind this because that looks comfy. Looks comfy. And I actually have a chair. It's not in my office right now. That's made that way. That I got at an office. I don't know. Office Depot, Office Max, Office Store. And it's really comfy. It's super comfy. And you've seen this type of thing in outdoor stuff where it's just laced back and forth, and there's all sorts of different materials you can use. And so that's what I've chosen here. But metal, it's metal. So that would be durable, all weather. Cool, huh? There we go. So that would get me started. That would be kind of what I'm doing. Now, what I haven't done is my research on how sheet metal and tubing designs are made. So this is where I'd talk about welding and bolting and drilling and milling and any other riveting, any other cool thing, casting. No, casting isn't sheet metal. But because I'm using sheet metal, aluminum flat bar is essentially sheet metal. And I've got places to weld it together. And I've actually done this in a way that could easily be made. I've done this long enough in my career to know that I could get this made out of sheet metal. I could even make this out of wood. Most high school wood shops could have, juniors or seniors, maybe even sophomores, bang this out in a matter of a week of schoolwork. Isn't that cool? Now, there are some problems with this still. Anybody see the big, main, horrendous problem with this? There's a serious, serious problem with this design, but I'll take care of it next week. What is the horrendous, serious problem? Somebody tell me. Balance, yes. And I think what Janice means by balance is there's nothing to hold this piece upright and this piece upright because these are just flimsy wires. So as soon as you sit in it, it's going to go boink and kind of snap you up like a Venus flytrap. It's going to go whop. It's going to fold in on itself as soon as you do anything. Or if you even try to stand it up, it'll fall over. And each one of those will just fall over. There's nothing. There's just two little lines. Well, I've got to take care of that next week. If you want to take care of it and you have time this week, that's good. But this is your concept. And you're supposed to get some feedback and learn about stuff and think about it. And so this is fine. You would get full credit for this. Even though as soon as somebody sat in this, it would collapse and grab them, and it would be, hopefully you'd have good business insurance because they would be hurt with this chair. Well, I don't care right now. I've done all the things I was asked to do. And next week we'll talk about how to fix any design flaws. So, May, for this project, you may not make it out of wood. All right? Look at the requirements. What I'm saying is I've done a really great design. But you have to be very careful. You have to meet the requirements. Let's go over those again just to see what they are. Read the project requirements. Materials. Metal. There it is, right there. It can't be any more clear than that. Metal. Now, if you've got something that just can't, the wires are also metal. Wire is metal too. No, this needs to be metal, May. Don't try to get out of it. This is a metal piece of product. That is the requirement. Clean and simple. This is a metal product. Okay? Now, there are some people that are doing a product that does have to have other materials on it, such as glass. If you're making a cabinet that's a display cabinet, it's probably got to have glass. You can't get around that. Okay? But this is supposed to be metal. Metal. There. Now, do I need mounting details? I didn't talk about the finish. Maybe I should talk about the finish. How am I going to finish this? I'm going to put some options on here. Okay, so I like unfinished brushed aluminum. I like that. It's actually really good looking. But I also like anodized aluminum. They both look really, really good. Somebody tell me if I liked them both a lot and both of them worked perfectly well and they both looked really, really good. How would I choose? Somebody tell me, what would I do to choose? What would I base my choice on? You got a good idea? Durability, that would be one. And now I'll tell you they're both equal durability. So now what do I have to choose on? Durability was a good choice. But now I'm going to go, no, they're the same. Price would be a good one. Price would be a very good one. Let's say now, let's just pretend they're not. But let's just pretend they're the same price. Aesthetics, but I like them both a lot. I like them both a lot. They both look really good. And these are all good, by the way. Durability, price, aesthetics. Those are all things that I would base a choice on. But there's one more that's not quite so commonly thought of that I want. I'll see if anybody guesses it, and then I'll tell you. There's one more. Well, there's many more things. Safety. That's a really good one. And I'll tell you right now that the finish won't have anything to do with the safety. But that's another really, really good one. How about availability? What if it took me 6 weeks to get it anodized, but I could do it in my own shop all by myself to unfinish it? So availability is one more thing. And I'm not asking you to think about those things, particularly for this product, but I like to bring it up because at some point in your design career, availability is going to be a key issue. Now, I'm going to look at one other thing here. That's really ugly. I either need more separation or I need them to overlap because that was drawing my eye and it was terrible. So I can even bring this one up if I want. Now, that looks pretty bad. Also, that looks a little less bad. So you might play around with the where you put these. This would look a lot better if I wasn't pointing at things. So if you think that it's fairly obvious without pointing, then you can do something like that. Or you could use this thing like this. And this is part of your presentation method. What does your presentation method kind of look like? Okay. And look, I made these things like with this bright color. Maybe I don't want it to have a bright color. Maybe I want it to not jump out quite so much. And maybe red isn't really the color I want. Maybe I want, oops. Maybe I want something like that since it's all kind of grayish. So this is all kind of playing around. You'll kind of make a nice kind of type of view of it. So you might do something like that. Also, this is your own presentation style. Now look, here's a totally, that's not very good to have this presentation style and this one. Those don't look so good together. So you'll want to clean it up so that you have kind of in the same style. Now these two are sort of close, but the outlines are different. So that's part of taking your time to really make this clean and together and really nice. Okay. So that's really what I wanted to show about how to make sure present your research. I went online and I found something I liked, my choice, and I chose outdoor furniture. And then I gave a little bit about what I was intending. And then I talked about the parts that were important. So that's how to present your research. Concept visualization, there it is. Annotate how you plan to make it. So I'm writing notes about how I plan to make it. And then how does it look in my design? So that's how it looks. I might even want to do something like that so that they don't have to look around too far to really identify. It's under the eaves, which I can see, blah, blah, blah. All right, there we go. Any questions about that? It's really what I wanted to cover. Yeah, so look, one other thing. You guys do great modeling and great visual presentations all across the board. This class has done really nice models and really nice visual presentations. So what I'd like you to do is put a lot of effort into learning these different annotation styles and really working on making it clear to somebody who knows nothing about what you're doing and make this really clear to them. Explain everything. And I use the word annotate because that means to write it down in a systematic manner. That's what annotate means. Write down in a systematic manner. And so that's probably the hard part of this week. Your model doesn't have to be all that great at all. We'll make it really good next week. Okay. Questions or comments? Anybody want to show us what they got so far? Don't everybody mob me trying to get your stuff in. Anybody got anything to show yet? Nope, not quite yet. So I know a bunch of you have some really good ideas. Alejandro, I like your idea. Still working on some design ideas, just ideas. Okay, that sounds cool. You've got time. And that is important to kind of like kick a bunch of these around. I settled on this because that's what May and I did yesterday. Yeah, Natalia. So Natalia is doing a different project. She's sort of been through the whole series of courses, and she's taking this class to get some experience with SketchUp and to develop her concept. Let's see what you've got for yours, Natalia, and then you can explain what it is.
Okay.
Is it coming up? There it goes.
Okay. This is this is my house. 2 stories, and it's not done yet. There's no roof. I did two stories, and I did the what is this thing? Kind of balcony or wrapped around. What is this thing called that the
Yeah,
people
that's what
can
you'd
sit
call it.
in?
You'd call it a balcony.
Okay. Um, so this side it's not done yet, but what this is my greenhouse, a hydroponic greenhouse, and people can look through in there to the house. But the main idea of it, um, since I am this property is about 20 acres, and I am going to have commercial greenhouses, hydroponic greenhouses. By the way, it's in Iowa. And right here, it's kind of I'm meeting with clients. Here's one of my clients. They come in through here. If they need to use a bathroom, they can go on this side. And there is a bathroom through here. And this is our family gathering area. So, and I did create all this thing from scratch.
Yep, pretty cool, huh? So Natalia is
So,
working on
and
this
this,
because she started this project last semester in the land planning class and decided to continue it on. So that's why Natalia is doing a slightly different one than what the rest of you are doing. But it's pretty cool. This is an actual real project that she's working on. It's a real property and it's hers. So that's really cool, huh?
yes, it is. I kind of want to show. Um, I don't know. Can you see the house or not
Yep.
yet?
Yep.
Okay. So this is what I'm trying to imitate.
Oh no, we're still seeing the SketchUp.
Oh, okay. Um, let me see how I can. Uh, okay, I'm gonna stop sharing this, and I will do it present now. Come on, window, no, not window. Ah, so yes.
There it
Okay.
is.
Okay.
Oh, we saw it a second ago. Now it's not anymore. There. Go back up to.
Is it?
There it goes. Now you're on.
Okay. I don't know how I can.
Yeah, that's okay.
Oh.
You'd have to minimize, not minimize, but kind of pull one down and split your screen. But that's okay. We saw it there for a flash. Um, we that looks. It's hard when you're just
Okay.
on one screen. But that's cool. So that's coming along really, really well. Our goal, I hope that um, next week we can put that into into Unity and be able to walk around in it. Just as an example of how we can do that, let me show you one. Brenda just finished up a design for the Design Hub. And I like to do stuff like that. Let's see if I can find. I'm looking for the right one here. Here we go. So I'll share my screen. I don't know. I don't remember if I showed you guys this or not, but this is where we can take your designs and actually put it into a little 3D program that lets us walk around. And you can do this too. It's just web based, and you can look at stuff. You can see what things look like. You can come over and just see cool things. Um, and I'm just using my W key to move, or I can go sideways or backwards, and I can look around. So we're hoping to do that in about a week with Natalia's. And any of you that have designs that we can go and get into, we're hoping to be able to do that. So that's cool. So there we go. Anybody else want to present your cool stuff? Nobody's got one done. Anybody have questions about their project or what they might want to do or what they might want to make? Okay, then I'm going to stop the recording.